What do you want? A girl or a boy? Theon asked out of blue. I want you to be safe. Girl or a boy, I'm alright with any. Jungkook replied sincerely. When Una was expecting what both of you wanted, they questioned. A girl. Jungkook said he looked down at Aien and continued. We both wanted a girl. You know, Una used to pray that our girl should be a carbon copy of me. So she can see how would I look if I was a girl. Thank God, I look like her. Jungkook chuckled. That's so cute. They smile. Why didn't I think of it? Now I also pray, if it's a girl, she should look like you. He placed his hand on his baby bump. No way. Jungkook shook his head. Maybe the baby is already like you because I keep staring at you when you are getting ready or sitting in front of me. Even when you are asleep, I just can't get enough for you, he said, and looked up. His eyes were already fixed on Tae. They quickly covered his mouth. And I don't want you to get enough of me. Understood? He said proudly. I wasn't supposed to say it. The voice came out. He laughed. Now stop acting like this, or else he signed with his eyes toward Aien. Shameless. Theon tried to keep his face straight, but his blush on his cheeks were telling another story. Jungkook was restlessly strolling in the waiting area. Extreme cold December night. He was sweating due to fire. A fear which had settled his soul. The previous unfortunate event of some situation kept replaying in his mind. In the background, Theon Zappa was standing in his back, pressing to the wall, and his condition was not less than Jungkook. Both of them were making prayers. Cook, they are going to be fine. Namjoon placed his hand on Jungkook's shoulder. Pray for. Jungkook froze when he heard a cry of a baby. His heartbeat increased, and the tear he has holding for a long time fell for his cheeks. Mr. Kim walked forward. A nurse came out of the room. Who is his husband? She asked. I am. Congratulations, it's a girl, the nurse said. How's my wife? Jungkook asked. The mother and the child both are completely fine, she announced. Everyone congratulated each other. Jungkook looked up and closed his eyes. Can we meet them? We will inform you once he is shifted to the room, the nurse said, and went inside the room again. The younger boy came forward with tear-filled eyes and congratulated Jungkook. Jungkook hugged him tightly. Congratulations, Jungkook. Congrats to you too, uncle, he replied. He happily, even no bound. Later they allowed to meet Theon. They start going inside the room. Appa was the first to go inside. Theon looked at the door. Where's Jungkook? He asked his Appa. Jungkook entered the hospital room, and his eyes met with him. A nurse came inside the room with a baby at the same time. Jungkook took the baby in his hand and he walked up to Theon. Our child, Jungkook said to Theon. Tears were falling from their eyes and they looked at each other. Are you okay? Jungkook asked, holding his hand tightly. Yes, they sniffed. He laid down the baby beside Tae and kissed Theon's forehead. Everyone was silent looking at them. Let's give them some space, Mom said, and they left the room. Why are you crying? He asked, wipe his tear with his upper arm. They replied. He wiped the tears. I love you, Jungkook. He added. I love you more, he replied. Thank you so much, making me the happiest person. He gave Tae a smile. Where is Aien? He asked, looking behind him. She is with Jin. They will be here in a while. Jungkook replied, looking at the baby. The door clicked open and Aien walked inside the room. Jin peeked inside and said, Congratulations, guys. I'm so happy for you. Namjoon is not letting me in. See you in a minute. Jin showed a thumbs up and closed the door. Aien stood still watching them for a distance. Jungkook got up for the bed, took her in his arm, and brought her near him. Uma, Aien said, his eyes between the baby and Taeyong. Jungkook sat down on the bed and Aien were in his lap. Aien touched the baby and found, "She's your baby sister," they said lovingly, and Aien lightly touched her again, and this time the baby started crying. Aien was startled. Her lips were wobbled, and she started crying too. Jungkook and Tae were looked at their kids in horror. Uma, Aien cried. She shifted for Jungkook clapped toward Tae, and Jungkook picked up the baby. And nothing happened, Aien. Calm down, love, they said, and relax her. She is hungry, Jungkook said because the baby was crying continuously. I'll take out Aien with me and send mom to help you. Jungkook said and he nodded. After a lot of, Aien agreed to leave Tae, and Jungkook took her with him. Beautiful. She looks exactly like Jungkook. Una's mother looked at the baby in his hand. Yes, she does. They smile. Yeah. Jungkook groaned. The baby stretched her body, curled her fingers, and her hazel eyes opened, and stared at Una's mother. Auntie dipped down and kissed her forehead. May she fill your life with happiness and love. How is Aien coping with that change? Uncle asked. Aien loved her until she had to share Tae with her sister. She's now fine with near the baby. I hope she adjusts soon. Jungkook pressed his lips together and shook his head. If it another scenario, Jungkook must be happy and insecure. But now he was grateful that at least he is able to take care of the child without hurting Aien. Aien, should I take the baby with me? Aunt asked. Aien was playing with the gift and balloons auntie and uncle bought for them. No, Aien shook her head. Aien, who is she? Mom asked. Sister, Aien smiled. She walked up to them and showed the toy to the baby. You will share your toy with her, right? Jungkook asked and Aien nodded and kissed the baby cheek, surprising everyone. Jungkook stared at the baby and said, I want to name her Taehi. Everyone paused and looked at him. He smiled looking at daughter. Mom? He asked. It's beautiful. He shifted his eyes toward Tae. It's beautiful, like Mom said. So Taehi. Is it then? Taehi joined Jungkook. No one would call my daughter a baby anymore. Jungkook said. Except Minnie. Hell no, Jungkook groaned. Everyone burst into a fit of laughter. They patted Aien back and she was sleeping. She is asleep? Jungkook asked and Taehi was lying on his chest. Yes, they replied. They keep their voice low. Taehi was looking around with her eyes wide open. It was almost midnight, but clearly Taehi was at another plan's. Sleep. Jungkook whispered and listened, pressing their lips to Taehi's nose. She stretched her smile. Oh, it sounded funny, Taehi. He pressed his nose again, playfully. She is not taking me seriously, Jungkook said to Taeyong. See, she already loves you, Tae said. Do you really think so? Of course, they agree, he smiled. Thank you. For what? For this bundle of joy. Jungkook kissed Taehi's nose. After about half an hour, she fell asleep too. He carefully lay down on the bed between them. He popped up in his elbow and gazed at them. These troublemakers are looking so innocent, he whispered. Yeah, they agree. He got up for the bed and walked to their side. They gave him a quizzical look for the first and then understood. They sat down and left some space to sit behind him. He sat down on the bed and his back was pressed to the headboard and wrapped his arms around Tae. They closed his and looked up in Tae's eyes. I miss you, he said. Oh, Mr. John Jungkook want to beget baby too. They beamed. Whatever, he hugged him and interlaced his finger with him. They? Yes. He shifted his eyes toward him. I don't want more babies, he said and looked into his eyes. These two girls are more than enough for us, he added. They didn't say anything and keep looking at him. I know, it is supposed to be our decision, but I can't help it. I don't want to go through all this fear and insecurities again, which were suffocating me for the last 9 months. Jungkook, they stop him. His feature would get tense. Don't say this, please. Aien and Taehi are more than enough for me too. Don't even. They left the sentence, closed his eyes and held his hand tightly. I'm sorry for hurting you, he said in a guilty-laced voice. Thank you for taking care of me and the baby, supporting me, even though you're fighting a battle inside you. Thank you for the best husband and a best father to our kids. He kissed his lips. You're unbelievable, he having a sigh in relief, and pressed his forehead against him. I'm nothing without you. When you're by my side, autumn feels like spring too. We fell in love. And we fell in love a moment that lasts a lifetime. They said his eyes shone with the love of him. For a lifetime, he murmured and hugged it tightly.